The restaurant fell silent the moment my sister-in-law raised her glass and shouted, 265,000. Come on, brother, show everyone how much you love me. Her grin stretched wide, hungry for the attention. My husband froze, then puffed up proudly, like this was his moment to shine. And that's when my heart began thudding, because I knew exactly what was about to happen. Hi everyone, my name is Lila, and I've been married to Ethan for 7 years. 7 years of keeping peace, swallowing insults from his family, and pretending I didn't notice how his sister, Marissa, treated me like a wallet with legs. I had been quiet, too quiet, and tonight they were about to learn why. Ethan confidently reached for my clutch, the one I had carried all evening. Marissa leaned forward, smirking like she'd orchestrated the world's greatest live performance. Open it, she squealed. Let's see how much he really loves me. He pulled out the card, not knowing I had switched it hours earlier. Not knowing what message was now tied to his so-called grand gesture. Not knowing the entire restaurant was seconds away from watching our perfect marriage fracture like glass. Ethan slid the card into the machine. The screen blinked, and then it started. The machine beeped sharply, loud enough that nearby tables turned. Ethan frowned, withdrawing the card and trying again, jabbing the buttons harder this time, as if force could change fate. Marissa let out a theatrical sigh. Oh, come on, Ethan. Don't embarrass yourself. Just pay. It's only $265,000. Only. That word had been her weapon for years. Let me take you back for a moment. From the day I married Ethan, his sister decided my income was part of her inheritance. New handbags? Lila will cover it. Birthday trips? Lila has miles. Business losses? Lila can fix it. And Ethan? He always said, she's my sister, babe. It's temporary. Except temporary had lasted 7 years. I supported them through debt, drama, and disasters, while they repaid me with entitlement and thinly disguised disgust. Tonight, they thought I was here to fund another one of Marissa's "look how loved I am" spectacles. But this time, I had decided I would not be their bank. I would be their wake-up call. The card machine flashed again, this time louder, angrier. Declined. A small gasp rippled through the hall. Ethan's face drained. Marissa's smirk twitched. Try again, she hissed. She keeps plenty of money in there. Ethan turned toward me slowly. Lila, what's going on? And I just folded my hands in my lap, calmly. Ethan's voice sharpened. Lila, give me the other card. The black one. The hall lights felt hotter. Eyes were turning. Marissa crossed her arms, loud enough for half the room to hear. I told you she was getting stingy. Ever since she married you, she thinks she's above us. I didn't flinch, because for the first time in 7 years, I wasn't afraid of the fallout. Ethan, I said softly, there is no other card. His jaw tightened. What do you mean? You always bring the backup. That was before, I replied. Before Marissa demanded I fund her spa weekend. Before Ethan used my savings to cover his sister's bad investments. Before the two of them treated me like a personal fountain of unlimited cash. What did you do? Ethan whispered, panic leaking into his voice. Marissa leaned forward. Oh, please. She probably blocked the transaction. She hates when you spend on me. I turned my head and looked directly at her. Not angry, not emotional, just tired. Marissa, I didn't block it. The room quieted further. Ethan swallowed hard. Then why is it declining? Because I had waited for this exact moment. Their arrogance, their entitlement, their expectation that I would fix everything. I lifted my glass and spoke clearly. Because that card is no longer active. A murmur swept across the tables. Ethan blinked. What? Marissa scoffed. What do you mean it's not active? Where's the real card? I let a slow breath slip out. Ask your husband. And that was the moment his face completely collapsed. Ethan's throat bobbed as every pair of eyes in that gold-lit restaurant shifted onto him. Ethan? Marissa's voice sharpened. Why is she saying that? Where's the real card? Don't tell me you forgot it. He didn't answer. He couldn't, because he knew exactly what I meant. I leaned back in my chair, the linen crisp beneath my palms. You want to tell her, Ethan? Or should I? His lips parted, but no sound came. I had never seen him this pale. So I continued, voice calm, measured, and devastatingly clear. The real card was closed 3 days ago. By me. Because the account it was linked to. I paused, letting the silence expand, letting the truth grow sharp enough to cut the entire table. It wasn't ours anymore. It was mine. Legally. Fully. Permanently. A collective gasp. Marissa's chair screeched against the floor as she stood. What are you talking about? Ethan, say something. He looked like a man drowning with no shore left. I held her stare. Your brother emptied that account last month. Quietly. Without telling me. His genius plan? To loan the money to you so you could expand your boutique. I tilted my head. Except he didn't know I saw the transfer. Marissa's face flushed a violent red. You're lying. I smiled, a small, tired, terrifying smile.
No, sweetheart.
I'm just getting started. And that was the exact second the restaurant manager approached our table. The manager stopped beside us, hands clasped politely but eyes flicking between our faces, sensing the implosion already underway. Is everything all right here? He asked. Ethan shot up from his chair, voice cracking. There's an issue with the payment, just give us a minute. But the manager shook his head apologetically. I'm afraid we need a working card now. It's a full house night. We can't leave a bill this large unsettled. A murmur of judgment rolled across nearby tables. Marissa's face twisted. Just use your wife's money. She always pays. She owes us after everything we've done for her. I felt something inside me settle. A strange, cold peace. Because this public unraveling wasn't planned. But it was perfect. I rose slowly, smoothing my dress. Manager, could you give us a moment? I'll handle the bill. His relief was visible. He stepped back. Ethan exhaled, shoulders dropping. Thank God. Just pay it and we'll talk in the car. Marissa smirked triumphantly, as if order had returned to her kingdom. But they didn't know that the calm on my face wasn't surrender. It was strategy. Because 3 days ago, when I closed the joint account, I also opened a new one. My own. Untouchable. Hidden. And more importantly, funded in a way neither of them knew was possible. I pulled out my phone and began typing. Ethan frowned. What are you doing? Marissa scoffed. Calling your bank to fix the card you ruined? I lifted my gaze. Voice soft but lethal.
No.
I'm calling the person who's about to make both of you regret ever underestimating me. And the phone rang. Once.
Twice.
Then someone picked up. Lila, a calm, authoritative voice answered on the other end. The moment I heard it, Ethan stiffened. He recognized it too. Hi, Daniel, I said. I need the confirmation sent. Now. Ethan's eyes widened. Wait, Daniel Hayes? As in your company's CFO? Marissa blinked. Why would the CFO of her company be involved in this dinner bill? But Daniel had already replied, his voice echoing loudly enough for the table to hear. It's done. The transfer is officially complete. You now have sole ownership of the investment portfolio. Congratulations, Lila. Marissa froze. Ethan staggered back into his chair. The restaurant around us seemed to tilt. I ended the call gently. Ethan's lips trembled. Lila, what did you do? I leaned forward, elbows resting lightly on the white linen. Remember when you said I wasn't responsible enough to monitor our finances? That your sister needed it more? That draining our account for her boutique was a family duty? He swallowed hard. Well, I continued, while you two were busy plotting, Daniel and the board were busy approving something else. My full acquisition of the company's shares your father left you. His breath hitched. And my father's shares? Yes, I said softly. The ones you illegally used as collateral without my consent. The ones you forfeited when you took that secret loan from Marissa. Marissa grabbed his arm. Ethan, tell her she can't do that. Tell her. But his face said it all. Because he knew. I wasn't just paying a bill tonight. I was taking my life back. The manager approached again, cautiously. Ma'am, the payment? I smiled. Of course. Charge it to the new account. The manager returned with the card terminal, and for the first time that evening, I felt completely weightless. I tapped my phone. A soft chime. Approved. The sound echoed like a verdict. A few tables actually applauded. Not for me, but for the drama they'd been feasting on. But Marissa, she looked gutted. You ruined us, she hissed across the linen. Do you know what his boutique loan depended on? Do you know what investors will do when they find out? Oh, they already know. I cut in gently. Daniel sent the report to all partners 10 minutes ago. Her face drained of color. Ethan wasn't angry anymore. He was terrified. Lila, he whispered, please. We can fix this. I only did it because I trusted Marissa's plan. She said the boutique expansion would double our money. You know how she gets excited. Don't blame me, Marissa snapped. You used your father's shares. You told me Lila didn't need to know. A silence thundered between them. For years, I'd been the outsider. The wallet. The obedient wife. But tonight, they looked at me like I was someone they'd never met, someone they should have feared long ago. I stood, picking up my clutch. Ethan rose quickly. Lila, wait. We can go home and talk. I stepped back. We don't have a home anymore, Ethan. He froze. Tomorrow, I said calmly, you'll receive the separation documents. And the notice to vacate. Marissa stumbled forward. Vacate what? I met her eyes. The house you've been using as your storage unit for a year. Her mouth fell open. And then, the restaurant doors swung open. A woman in a charcoal suit stepped into the restaurant, followed by 2 assistants carrying folders. Her presence alone silenced the room. Marissa's face blanched. Ethan's shoulders collapsed. The woman approached me with a warm, professional nod. Mrs. Hale, the documents you requested have been executed. I came personally to deliver them. She handed me a sleek envelope stamped with a gold seal. Ethan stared at it like it was a ticking bomb. What documents? I opened the envelope slowly, deliberately, and slid out the papers. The foreclosure notice, I said calmly, on the boutique property. Marissa gasped so loudly the nearby tables flinched. You can't do that. That's my business. No, I corrected softly. It was funded with stolen collateral. When Ethan unlawfully used his father's shares, everything tied to that loan became legally reversible. And since I now own those shares, I let the sentence finish itself. Her knees buckled. Ethan reached for her, but his eyes never left me, full of regret, fear, maybe even understanding, but far too late. I stepped closer, my voice low and steady. I begged you both for years to treat me like family. Instead, you treated me like currency. I placed the envelope into Ethan's shaking hands. This is the last time you will ever spend something that belongs to me. Then I turned, the entire restaurant parting like a tide as I walked toward the exit, not angry, not triumphant, simply free. Outside, the cool night air wrapped around me, quiet and clean. And for the first time in 7 years, my life finally felt like it belonged to me.